Woo!
Hello.
We made it, season
We've made
3.
it. Oh my God. That's insane.
I know. I
We
can't
made
believe
it.
it. So yeah, we started season 2 in November, and time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, welcome everybody to the season 3 premiere of the Big Frog podcast. Yeah, I'm Iridescent Rose, and we've got Desarae, Peace and Love and CA, the one and the only.
Oh,
uh, uh,
we're hoping for all the hacking nonsense. The one
oh yeah.
would be good. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Let's anyway, welcome in Control Alt Delete. It's good to see you. Anybody else who's hanging out? We're gonna keep it pretty chill today and just kind of chat and catch up and then we're gonna be having some guests coming up in the near future. Next episode, which is on August 9th, I believe is the day. We have Audrey E going to be in the chat,
That'll
having
be
a good
awesome.
time. And we're also going to, I'll get a little shout out for Audrey. Yeah, she'll be the next, well, I guess the first official guest of the season. So that'll be cool. Love her stuff.
Yeah, she's pretty great.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to get to know her a little bit better. So I hope that you guys come back around in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, stay tuned for that. But anyway, so we're just gonna be shooting the shit, having a good time, and yeah, here and there. So
Yeah. So our last episode was in May, and then we took a brief hiatus. And since then, I just kind of want to get right to it. But since then, our friend Iridescent Rose has released her first album, which is like amazing. I mean, she set a goal, she stuck with it, she put the record out. It's perfect, it's brilliant. I love it. And yeah, I mean, I was actually really hoping to just kind of talk to you about that. Like what, just kind of generally, how do you feel about it? What was the process like for you? This is your first album. So,
right.
To me, I think it's super exciting.
No, for sure. Yeah, I just got to a point where I was making my output was way too far ahead in terms of like I was just sitting on so many music files and music projects, and I was like, dude, I really need to be doing something with this stuff because otherwise it's just taking up space for no reason. So then I kind of just started going through some of the archives, and I was listening for things that I felt like still like that sound still kind of resonated with me, and so that's why I kind of chose what I did. Some of the songs were releases that I had prior to like releasing on Bandcamp, so I had a couple of the things from YouTube that I put on there. So I tried to do kind of like a past present kind of thing, so incorporate some of the older stuff. One of the songs was literally from the very beginning of me even learning how to play any of these instruments, and then like sprinkling in the evolution. So like, okay, I got the Arturia Micro Freak, and then here's some songs with that, and then like my beat machine that has the like the acid house kind of sounds on them. I was like, let's incorporate some of that. So it's kind of like it just takes you through that journey of just walking through my archives essentially. So yeah, and I need to do that some more because I just keep making music and and then don't do anything with it. So it's just, I mean, but it's hard to produce things and release things. I feel like anybody that has released music would agree with that. It's just an ongoing project. I feel like constantly picking stuff.
Definitely. I know that, here lately, John Drone Hands has been going through a lot of his old projects, like a bunch of folders he had of like ambient music that he had recorded over the years. Right now, his current thing is he's going through a bunch of samples, and then he's got this new like keyboard that he's using to make these really cool samples and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I mean, I know that it's just a constantly evolving cycle as far as like creating music goes. So when you did put out the album, what what in particular made you decide on the tracks that you did put on the record? And then were there some that you're saving for maybe future projects?
Yeah, there were some that I felt like, okay, like the first 2 tracks that I have, one of which was kind of that older, um, earlier release kinda thing. I kind of, like, cut it down a little bit, to
Mhm.
make it kind of flow in a different, and I didn't wanna do, like, an extended song for that one in particular, but it was kinda like, okay, these kind of have a similar nuances to them, so they kind of, like, fit together.
Sure.
And that's kind of also when I was trying to decide on, like, the track list too, like, where am I gonna put these in, and try and come up with a logical, way to just kinda, like, walk people through listening to the music. Um, so there are some that I pulled up when I was just digging through all of the files that I was like, I like this a lot, but I'm gonna save it for another time.
Mhm.
Just because it wasn't fitting the overarching, I wouldn't even say like themes, but kind of,
Yeah, like
you
the
know,
journey that you're presenting with these particular tracks.
exactly.
Yeah,
And I didn't really
because it is a
have
journey.
in, yeah, I didn't even really have kind of a direction. It was just kind of like, okay, these old files, like I just picked them at random essentially. And then I was just kind of like, okay,
Okay.
I like this. So let's just kind of play with it and see what happens. And so, it's also a combination of, like, things that I had worked months on, like, there's a couple of the songs that I had worked extensively on producing and mastering and all of that, and then there were other ones that I was like, "Okay, I wrote this in, like, 48 hours," kinda thing, like, it was just everything starts as the live loops, and then they go see
Yeah.
where they go from there. So basically, that's kind of how I did that, and, it's just exploring. It's kind of funny, you pull up an old file and you're like, "I forgot I even did this," but then you'll hear a
Yeah.
little segment in there that you're like, "Okay, now I remember what this is," and it almost kinda, like, places you in different periods of time when I listen to it, because 'cause I'll be like, "Okay, I remember this exact day," or some of them, I'm like, "I have no idea where this came from." So, it's just weird going through, it's like like scrapbook almost. You're just flipping through the old pages and you're like, "Okay, let's just run with it." And so it's just like a weird approach. It's very drastically like polar opposites. So it's like, okay, sometimes I'm like this and sometimes I'm like this, and that's just how I am in real life too. So I
Yeah.
think it's funny that you guys
Persona.
kind of get a glimpse of that if you listen to the music. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. I remember uh gosh, I guess it's been a while now because he's on a hiatus from streaming, but Shamanic Awakening was playing the two songs that y'all collaborated on one of his streams, which I always love hearing. So,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh man, y'all should make a music video for this. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea, but like, where are we gonna find the budget?
Yeah, I know, right? Uh,
We can have ideas all day long, but
mhm.
yeah, it's sometimes hard to follow through. But how did you find, like releasing the album, putting it out there, people are hearing it, you're getting feedback from people? I mean, and I'm sure you had already been getting feedback just from streaming and
Mhm.
some of us hanging out and having heard some of the stuff you were already working on. But
Right.
how did it feel for you? Was it like kind of a weird surreal thing, or was it just kind of like, oh, all right, this is normal? Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
did that make sense?
No, it does, it does. I mean, I would say also it's just always been an overarching goal of mine for, like, years and years. So, like, me wanting to release music, I remember myself being, like, a kid, teenager, and I'm like, "Oh, I would love to make my own music and, like, release my own stuff." And, I was just, like, so reliant on my own vocal, aspect because that was
Yeah.
my instrument. That's what I did. Um, so I really just like kept going, and then like got into this realm of making music, on the computer with the DAW and all of that. And I don't know, it just kind of it's weird because it's like, okay, I finally accomplished this goal that I've had for my entire music career essentially. Of just
Yeah.
like, man, I need to put that out there. And I feel like once I finally put that like hard release date on it, then I was like, okay, it's go time. Let's lock in, let's do it. Like, work really hard to get it out.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, like the release party too, that was crazy. Like just how many people like jumped at like signing up for the raid train, and then like all the people that were like, oh, I'm
Um,
gonna be there, and like stuff like that. And like how many people were hanging out like when it was actually um like we clicked publish together on the stream. It was a
I
very
know, it was awesome.
it was a very momentous kind of moment that I was like, and of course we were crying the whole time. I
Yes.
know.
Oh my
We
God.
both
I'm like
were.
tearing up now remembering all of it. It
Yeah.
was such a magical night.
It was like we both were crying, and like it was a whole thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm a very emotional person anyway, but just like seeing how it's not even, I guess it would be aside from the whole music aspect, is just like all these communities on Twitch that like came together to like
Mhm.
celebrate it, and like, all of that. It just made me feel very like everything that I was doing was like worth it, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
that's
people actually being
beautiful.
like, resonating with what I'm doing. Because I feel like when people ask me like, "Okay, how would you describe your music? Like, what genre is it? What's the vibe?" And I'm like,
Mhm.
"I don't really know how to describe that
Totally.
to someone." I can tell you like all the little elements that I put into it, with whether that's like the instruments that I use, or maybe I got inspiration from something here or there, but I don't know. I was just like, I can't really describe that to you. It's kind of just like I put a lot of that on the listener, I think. Is that just like whatever you get out of this is what you get out of it?
Yeah,
Either you like
totally.
it or you don't, kind of thing. But and that's kind of why I don't like to sing words most of the time. Like that's why a lot of people won't hear me
Okay.
sing lyrics, is because I feel like there's a lot more to be said with just like sound, and so like the listener can kind of interpret it in their own way. um
Yeah, that's
so I
interesting.
kind of, yeah, that's always just kind of been my thing, because it's like I sing, if you guys know me, like I sing in the chorus, I sing stuff in different languages, I sing a lot of stuff like with words. But when it comes to my own stuff, I'm just like, I really think that that's just kind of the journey that you should take yourself on when you listen to music. So, and I don't know if that's why it's made it impactful for certain people to like listen to my stuff and have it resonate in that way, but I think it's interesting to hear what other people get out of the music. So,
Yeah. No, that's interesting. And I didn't know that. So yeah, learn
mhm.
something new every day.
Yeah.
I know that for me, as a listener, it's very like enveloping. It's like,
Mhm.
a spiritual hug in a way.
Mhm.
And I think that's probably why I find it so moving, like I tell you all the time that your music, especially your singing, always makes me cry.
Mhm.
It touches something really deeply for me, and like I'm tearing up again now, like thinking about it. But
Mhm.
um, and to me, getting to share that moment with you when you actually released it, it was really special. So thanks for
Mhm.
that. It
Yeah.
was cool to have like friends around, and we're all vibing together, and the community's there, and it's a great community. Everybody's so supportive and just
Mhm.
wonderful. And it was just cool to share that moment with you and everybody. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that so much.
Yeah. And I think that one of the things that I do appreciate the most is that everybody does lift everybody up. And I remember reading through some of the comments on Bandcamp and was like, oh, like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. Do you have plans? I know that you do eventually plan to release more music, but like, do you have plans of like, or do you have like a timeline in mind, or is it just going to be kind of a when that moment hits you when you're like, all right, it's time?
Yeah.
Or do you have a goal like every year or 6 months or 9 months or 2 years or?
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I would ideally like to be, like maybe a couple times a year kind of
Mhm.
thing. Because I feel like there's also something very like symbolic of that, like as the earth is like turning and stuff, like different phases of the year and whether or not like what season that would be kind of thing. But it yeah, I feel like a lot of it would just be like, okay, I found all this stuff that would like all the puzzle pieces would fit together in a sense. And, I do believe in like divine timing. So like things are supposed
Mhm.
to happen when they're supposed to happen. But I do
I
have like
agree.
some kind of side projects that I want to work on. And
Oh
then
yeah.
that possibly would also incorporate into um I mean, it would still be releasing music, but it would be in a different way. I've
Mhm.
talked about this a couple times on stream, because every time I do kind of the more like super ambient, like ASMR-ish kind of sets, I was like, I could post these elsewhere. You know what I mean? It just kind of was like, okay, yeah, I'm like live looping everything and doing everything I normally do, but it just like I could be putting those elsewhere. So I'm thinking about like releasing, like maybe an hour long kind of set like that, but posting it somewhere else, whether that be like YouTube or
Yeah.
things like that. So that's what I'm hoping for, is that like start releasing some more of like the actual sets instead in like the
Yeah.
raw kind of performance kind of stuff. And then kind of interweave maybe some of that into a formal release later down the line. So yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of ideas, but I'm just kind of relishing in the in the first one for a while
Yeah.
before I
You should.
hit the pedal like
Right. No, and
yeah.
that's great.
Mhm.
What are so just out of curiosity, what are the like kind of side project things? Or anything you can share or
Yeah,
um
I think that will be part of it, that'll be kind
mhm.
of the side project. And then um I really want to get more into doing kind of more audio visual type stuff. So, because it's been so long since I've really gotten into art stuff, I've kind of abandoned my art side and kind of pushed that to the back burner. But I would like to be able to implement some of that more in with the music too. So I'm trying to come
Yeah.
up with ideas to kind of fuse that together. And so it's like a very I haven't fleshed out the ideas fully yet, so I don't really know what all I'm even trying to look for, but I don't know, there's a lot of ideas. I'm very inspired by like the radioscopes thing, and have like, visuals like that kind of accompany the music.
So
And I don't
cool. Yeah.
yeah. And I don't know if that's gonna be by way of just finding visual artists that I enjoy and like doing visual art collaborations, because we've already done, the music collaborations now at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and so I don't know. I'm just trying to dip my feet into doing other things that's kind of more of like an immersive kind of experience.
Yeah, for sure.
So since basically art and music go hand in hand anyway, so yeah, they're just very like new ideas, but they're things that I'm gonna try and implement in the future for sure.
That's
So
great.
yeah.
And so for the radioscopes that she's talking about is Ezram, and there
Ezra,
he is. Hi,
your
Ezram.
ears are burning.
So Ezram Music and one of his really good friends. I know her name is Thrin. I forget. Your face is pretty, I think is her Twitch handle. But
Mhm.
it's a really cool thing because he'll be playing, just this amazing music. And then she, so he doesn't have the camera on him. He just has the art going, and she's doing live art while he's playing, and it's all interwoven, and it's just a really cool, audiovisual experience. So yeah, I think that would be really awesome for you, Rose. I can see your music working really well with something like that.
Yeah, I'm very inspired by that.
Yeah.
Very much so. So like, and I feel like there needs to be more of that kind of like collaborative effort from artists, because right now, and not to get like super into like, political or AI type stuff, but like with how rampant that is, it's kind of like more important than ever to like have people work on collaborative efforts like that, just to preserve like the art that exists here, and like people have been practicing for thousands and thousands of years, music and visual arts. So like I don't know, I just think that that's something that people need to lean into more, like, and have more
Definitely.
avenues.
No, I agree. As I've been like taking some courses and like learning stuff about like today's music industry. And, that's of course tied into working with John Dranhans and, really wanting to get behind what he's doing. And, more than just posting on Instagram twice a week, like I kind of had been doing, if even. But, one of the things that is reiterated in all of these different classes that I take and all these different like mentors that I've spoken to and all that is, with such an influx of AI, art or whatever, people are really yearning for a human connection. And so, a lot of the things that I'm being told is like, it's sort of like what you were saying about the songs on your album. And why you don't use words typically is, it's about how the listener is interpreting it and all of that. So I feel like that's really important now, and especially because there is so much of it out there. And I know that people are kind of freaking out and worried that, things are not gonna, that real art will eventually become obsolete, or, I don't think I don't think it'll ever get there, but I understand people being afraid of that and, like really pushing back on that. And there is a lot of pushback, and there should be.
Sure. Right. Right. Yeah. And I just feel like it would just help preserve, like, okay, people are expressing their emotions and they're expressing their creativity in healthy ways instead of, stifling that. So I think that that's very important for people to just continue doing that with each other. And
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal. At some point I would like to do more of that, whether or not that's like, I want to get into actually maybe like going on a little trip to somewhere that has nice like visuals and just taking pictures and like, stuff like that, and making kind of like a visual thing to go along with it in that way. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
So one thing, I already know this, but I'd love if you could share with the class. So when since your album came out, actually, you and Shamanic Awakening is his name on Twitch, y'all have put out another song together. And the story of how that happened is kind of cool. Do you mind kind of sharing it?
Of that, if that specific,
like, just that it was random like that,
Yeah. And I mean, so that song, it was literally like, okay, we had already collaborated on the Transients track, and so he was like, yeah, if you want to like do something over like one of my productions, just like if you ever hear anything that I'm working on and you want to hop on it, like just let me know. And I said okay. And so there was this one that he was just kind of going through old stuff, and then he pulled one up and was like oh man, like he was kind of vibing with it at first, and he goes, oh no, this is trash, I'm gonna get, I'm not gonna work on this right now. And I said no, I was like, I kind of see what you're trying to do here,
I'm ringing that bell.
Yeah. I was just like, that let's just see what happens, whatever. So then he like worked on the beat a little bit more and sent it to me, and then I just kind of like did what I do. I just pull up music and kind of like flow the vocals, see what comes out, and then I just made that whole like underlying vocal track that accompanied all that music. And so that was that. I just kind of put that in there, and then he had just released his album,
Yeah.
the Creamy LP. He had just released that, and then because he was working on it on his release day, so like he was doing it live on the release day, so he named the file Release, and then he sent it, whatever, and then that's when I started, was like, okay, I'm getting more ideas, so then I sat there with the song, and I was just kind of like hearing a certain like melody in my head, but I was like, okay, what am I going to sing here? So then I started singing Release, and then it just kind of kept going with it, and I was like, okay, this is the first time I've ever really like sung lyrics in a song.
Yeah.
So at first I was being kind of critical, and I was like, I don't know if I like this. But then I was like, okay, let's actually try and get this right. So then this was the first time I've really ever gone back and like re-recorded anything that I've like sung. So then I just like really nailed it down. Like, okay, this is how I want it to sound. This is the words I want to use. And then I just kind of recorded it a few times and then sent it back. But this whole thing was in a period of 24 hours from him like working on it on the release day and sending it to me. And then I sent it back to him, and I was like, don't listen, because I had to send him the raw file without the backtracking. And I was like, don't listen to it before you put it back in with the music. I said, you better not listen to it. So it's with the music. So then he put it back in with his instrumentals, and then we were listening to it on the stream, and I was over here getting all like, oh my God, I hope that, that he likes it, kind of thing. And then so he was listening to it, and he was like, yo, that was awesome. And then like,
of
and then he ended up pulling like, yeah, he ended up pulling like an all-nighter, and then just like produced on this song. And then like within the next like few days, I want to say it was basically complete at that point. So it's like
that's awesome.
Both of the songs that we've worked on were very like, I wouldn't say like low production, but it was like minimal production in the sense of like how long we really spent working on them. So I don't know. I mean, like if you find people to collaborate and you can just like, you're bouncing those ideas back and forth and everything's just kind of like meshing together, like you can come up with a lot of stuff. Like these are accurate shamanic impressions. Yeah. If any of you guys hang out in Shamanic Awakenings stream, y'all would know. Yeah. Also, hello.
It's a lot of fun.
Hello, Pokey. I saw
I think it's
marbles and
Merbs.
What else did I see? Oh yeah, Seal Pup with the streak. Hell yeah. Just have to say hello to you guys. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm gonna give Shamanic Awakening. Did I already do that? No, I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll do
If Dots. Hi, If Dots. Rebel Soul.
Yes, If Dots. Yes. Yes, it's good to see you guys.
My love.
Thanks for hanging
Colleen is our IRL friend.
Oh, yay. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here for the season premiere. Us just kind of shooting the shit and going back and forth. I guess
he is a gem. You are not wrong.
Yes. I guess if you guys would like, Desarae, we can take a quick little break if you're ready, and I can just play that single for you guys while we're on our BRB. So
yeah, I would love to hear it. It's always in my head.
Yes. Okay. The scene might be kind of messed up, so bear with me here.
We're totally professionals, y'all. Just kidding.
Okay. No, I think it's Apryl Knight.
I forgot that little we love Apryl Knight. She was our last guest.
Yes. So if you guys see this little QR code here, yeah, you can scan that and go to Apryl Knight's thing. But yeah, I guess Desiree, we can just disable the camera while we're on this page, and I'll play the BRB stuff. Okay, so yeah, this is the single. I'll let you guys listen to it while we're taking a short little break, and we'll be back. I want to say this is like 8 minutes or something like that. So we'll just go with that, and we'll see you guys shortly.
Sounds good.
Iridescent rose. Just let it go, let it go, let it go. And I'ma let it go, let it go, let it go. Yo, days dark as night, no trace, off in the night like a hawk in the sky. All he had was his time and he won't sell it short, no, not for a dime. Just stop, don't try. Optimus Prime, opt to combine an alternate mind state. If you stay out of my way, you might make what I make on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Supposed to be hot and eggs for the kids, but she chose that dude. I mean, I think that's kinda rude. I dedicated myself to providing for you. I thought maybe I can raise my babies too. Be at school for the plays and the dances too, where they can prove everything new they learned how to do. It's like last week she was 2 and all I had to do was hold her in my arms so she feels safe and warm, navigating the storm when the sails are torn. In a cold world that feels no remorse. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry for hurting your feelings with my words. Double-edged swords. Why do the ones we love hurt us the most? I don't know why it's the lie get on your last nerve. I say thank you all the time, I apologize first. I was trying to give my wife and kids the kind of life they deserve. And you thought I was done for letting you get away with cold murder in the broad light of day. Suicidal, abusive perv who doesn't go to work for no reason whatsoever. Letting anger burst, I take responsibility, all the accountability. I was too real and you weren't as real as me. I wish you could see what it was like at my feet with no place to sleep. Out in the cold street, trying to heal, rebuild, feeling so unfulfilled. Not knowing when I will see my babies again and chill. By God's will, I will survive. I'm skilled and still I find enough peace to sleep at night. Will I get to see my babies play? I swear she was 3 the other day. Trying to keep a smiling face, but I can't fake the heartbreak. Stop, wait, I can't take this elevated heart rate. I just say my piece and go, then maybe we can grow. I don't even know what I need to know. I just need to go. I don't even know what I need to know. No. I just need to go. For better or for worse, as much as it hurts, I know this doesn't serve my highest purpose, nor yours. We had a good run, but it ran its course. This is how I show my remorse. I made a choice, and you made yours. You slammed the door, and it's time I step through. I stay true to me, you stay true to you. And you don't have to prove, and I don't have to prove a fucking thing to you. And like the sun shines, so will the truth. We're packing up a fat bowl. Where's all my stoners out there? Let me see that smoke.
What doesn't serve you no more? Release, release. What doesn't serve you no Release, release. What doesn't serve you no Release what doesn't serve you no more. What doesn't serve you no
Gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. I gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. We gotta let it go. I'll just say my piece and go. Then maybe we can grow. I don't need what I need to know. I just know.
Oh no, I broke it. Oh my god. Hold on, I think we got it. Yeah, welcome back, guys. Hold on. I think Desarae. Yeah, there we are. Hello,
Woohoo!
welcome back.
That was awesome.
Yeah, I think when I messed with the the music page, it deleted us off. Oh well. Oops.
Easy fix.
Hey, the sun's not in my eyes anymore, so that's perfect.
That's good.
We made it. But yeah, welcome back, guys. Yeah, so that was the track with our friend Shamanic Awakening, aka Chief Moki Wish. Yeah, love that track. But like I said, that was the first one that I've ever sung any lyrics on, and it was just like just kind of vibing off of the whole premise and that whole story that we were talking about before the break. Yeah, that's what I mean by like the power of collaboration, you know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something you didn't think you were going to do, probably. And
No,
here we are.
exactly. Like,
I think it's great. Yeah, definitely. I think that you guys have such a great chemistry. And one thing, you know, and I was actually just talking about this in your chat the other night when you were streaming, but, you know, I know how excited you get about stuff. And the fact that, like, you managed to keep it a secret that the version of Transients that y'all worked on together was what actually made the album, like that.
mhm.
And you left it as a surprise. And I remember being completely mind blown, but
I know. I was just like, oh my god, because I'm so bad about like holding in surprises. Like I'm the same way with like
Me
birthday
too.
gifts. Like you know, like I'll get somebody a gift and I'll be like, but you don't have to wait until your birthday, you know? Like,
I'm the same way.
yeah. But but yeah, I'm always very much like that in real life. But then I was like, man, this is just like such a big thing that like I feel like I gotta wait. And I was able to do that. But the whole thing with for those of you that don't know, the track Transients was that was my first release on Bandcamp just in general and the instrumental version. Um and yeah, so that was like the first release and then like I had hopped into his chat one day and this was like before we were really like I mean we were acquaintances but we weren't like friends
Yeah.
before that like kind of thing and so basically he was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to listen to it. Like, can we listen to it on stream?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, if you want to." And then, so we were listening to the song together, and then he just started like freestyling with it, and I thought it was so cool. And I was like, "That was amazing." And he always tells me this that he felt like he was kind of a dick for being like, "Oh man, I shouldn't have done that." Like, like
No way.
this was your first song, and I was like asking if I could hop on it, and I was like, "No, dude, like." That it just in my opinion it made it so much better to have like that other side of the story and so I felt like it would have been nice because originally it was like okay we'll release this as a remix on the album and then the more I listened to it I was like this is the song like this is the song now so I just kind of stuck with that
Aw.
and it's like it's one of my favorite tracks for sure. It just has a lot of like story. Um, it has a lot of like, I mean, that was two communities kind of coming together on Twitch, and like we had been collaborating on my stream, on his stream. So there was like a lot of people that were there kind of like seeing that collaboration take place. And so I was like, this isn't a feature. I mean, like it's more than a feature. It's like you helped me make this song feel more complete in a sense. So, and it's
Yeah.
crazy that that's the only track on the entire album that even has words in it. It's the
I
only
love both
one.
versions, but yeah, it was really cool to like just kind of watch that unfold, and I remember when you sent me like, hey, he's been working on this, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck, like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking that. Then I was like, oh, wait, no, this is actually really cool. And it works.
It does. Yes.
I didn't know anything about him before that. So
Mhm. Yeah. No, it was just like, yeah, and then we just became friends very quickly because we were, working on this together and, found that we had a lot of stuff in common and it just kind of felt like it was one of those things that was like supposed to happen, like
agreed.
unfolded because it was meant to be and like I said it's my favorite track like out of all of them and I mean even with the communities too I've noticed that like literally that's the most listened to song on the album in like because I know it's a lot of people's like favorite as well
Yeah.
um yeah I mean I love all the tracks of course but but that one's just even more special because I have somebody else helping me on it and made it even better, if you
Yeah,
will.
no, definitely. And I mean, and that makes sense. There's that mutual like vibe and sharing, and he was vibing, picking up what you were putting down, and then,
Mhm.
he wanted to kind of give something back, and then you were picking up what he was putting down. And yeah, it was
Mhm.
really cool to see that whole thing unfold.
Yeah. Yeah, we love that. Well, I guess if we also wanna listen to that one, we could. I'm not gonna switch
That'd
the
be awesome.
scene over, but we can just disable our camera like we did the last time. I don't wanna break anything, okay? I mean, I feel like we gotta start season 3 off and just, like, we're not gonna have any problems. You know what I
Oh my
mean?
gosh. Yeah,
'Cause we were
well,
still
okay, it was
learning.
the first probably almost every episode of season 2 there was something, some like
Mhm.
thing that didn't work or whatever, but I don't know,
Mhm.
we powered through
Yeah.
it.
So Malice,
And
the collaboration did happen fully remotely. We are like over 1,500 miles away from each other. um, I'm in the middle of the United States. He's on the coast. Like it's a whole, span of distance. But yeah, I mean, we were able to like he sent me his raw vocal track and then I just kind of did what I do to make it like blend back into the track. And that's what I did when I sent him my vocals for the release track, because like, you know, he had to do the same thing with that track, was like put my stuff back in and you know, mix it the way that it was intended, because like we produced everything else, so that just makes the most sense, I guess, to have the lead producer put everything back together again. But I don't know, yeah, that's just crazy that like we were able to execute that considering those constraints. But that's what's kind of nice about having you know, all of the capabilities that we have now with technology in general,
Yeah.
as it just like it makes stuff like that possible. And you
For
know,
sure.
it's like you never know, maybe at some point we could actually like get together and like make some kind of content for it, or you know, like little things like that down the line that aren't like impossible, but they're just not probable at this current time. So like, yeah.
I forgot about that with the postal service. I totally forgot all about that. That was
Oh,
really
good.
novel at the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I remember
yeah.
back in the day, you know, when I was like late teens, early 20s or so, a long time ago, y'all. We used to have, God, what do they call them? So I was in this like Sid Barrett community where like, you know, it's still a thing, like the Laughing Madcaps or something. And anyway, so there was somebody that was a tree, and then there would be branches, and you'd burn these CDs, mail them to people, and you know, and it would kind of just keep going down. Like this person would send out like 10 of them to 10 people, and then they'd burn it and send. Anyway, that was a long time ago, and you know, but that's the way we had to do things.
Mhm.
Back
Yeah.
then.
No, it's crazy. I was like, and considering the story that I was telling about, like, yeah, turning a track around in like 2 to 3 days, like that's crazy.
Mhm.
You know, just
It
considering
is
like,
crazy.
yeah, but just
And one
having that
thing I've been
capability.
marveling about, you know, while trying to learn about the music business as it is, you know, here in 2026, because it's even different than it was, you know, 5 years ago. But just it's crazy because, you know, I'm in my 40s, as most people probably know. When I was in my like early mid 20s, I was really into like the local and regional music scenes in Texas, North Texas, and in Austin. And, you know, I put some shows together. I used to like work merch for bands just to get in for free, you know,
Mhm.
and stuff like that, especially a band called Paper Chase. You know, it's like so embedded in the scene. And, you know, it would be, I'd make a post on MySpace, like, this band is great, you know, y'all need to go see them. And then people would show up. And then I'd
Mhm.
see a post, you know, on somebody's MySpace, like, this band is great. And I'm like, all right, great. So they're playing in Austin tonight. I'm going to get in my car, drive the 3 hours to Austin, and I'm going to go see them. You know, it was so
Yeah.
different.
Right. Like it was just a different time. Like,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, and I remember somebody saying like, this is a golden age in music. And I'm like, how is that? But I mean, it's true for things like this, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, we're able to connect with each other like instantaneously.
Yeah.
Pretty
I
cool.
know. I love
And
it
even
so
MySpace was, you know, I'm not trying to say that like, oh yeah, we had to use like, you know, landline telephones to reach each other. But anyway, I'll shut
I
up.
had, yeah, I had to boot up my dial-up and
Yeah.
hop on,
Oh yeah. There
hop
was
on
definitely
instant messaging,
that.
you know,
Just
stuff
gotta
like
try
that.
your best and hope. Yes.
Mhm.
For sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, you know, I honestly, we have a bot.
So
The machines are not winning. Oh, that's on my stream. Okay.
oh, but you can block people inside a restream now. They didn't have
We
that on
can.
when we were there for the last season. Yeah, there's like a little, you hover over somebody's name and there's the 3 dots and you can actually block them through here.
Nice.
That's nice. Okay,
All
restream,
right.
leveling up.
All right. Well,
With a
too
new
bad we're getting
season,
rid of you.
new responsibilities.
Yes.
Not on my watch. See, Malice is great. Mod of the year.
Destroy all bots.
I say that as you're like my other mod. No, you're my favorite mod. Don't tell Malice.
Damn, shots
No, I'm
fired.
kidding.
Whatever. We know we're both your favorite.
Yeah. We love to play around.
Mhm.
We're kidding.
So I do have a kind of question related to something that we were talking about earlier. Do you have like, because you were talking about doing like kind of audio visual experiences or whatever, like with some of
Mhm.
these like longer running loop sessions. Have you thought about doing like, music videos for some of your songs, or maybe even just throwing up a visualizer kind of thing? Like what,
Mhm.
what's kind of going on in your brain there?
Yeah, so I actually have like some friends that do like photography and like have done kind of videography type stuff, and a couple of which like are also musicians, so I know that they've done like their own kind of visual content. So I
Yeah.
was thinking about asking them like, "Hey, could you kind of like take me under your wing and show me how you like take certain shots, or, just kind of like learning more about that regard, cuz like obviously I can function a camera, in a certain capacity, but to have that like stylistic and like artistic kind of eye for it, um, like with using different like lenses, or like like the exposure tricks and like all the stuff that you can do to like
Mhm.
edit pictures, um or like video footage and stuff like that, and make it look more, I guess, more like cinematic in a way that like you can't really, I mean, you can capture a lot with phone cameras now, but like
Oh yeah.
I feel like there's something about taking a camera that has a certain lens on it to get a certain effect that's like really organic
Mhm.
feeling, and like especially if you know that and you're looking at a piece of visual media that has that like that intention behind it, like you can really get an added feeling from that just in the visual sphere. Um, so that's kind of something that I want to play around with in the future. And then probably incorporate stuff that I already have, like, you guys always see my mandala visualizer and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like trying to find these like things that I already have on, incorporate in the stream and then meld them together and do things of the like. But a lot of that I feel like I'll get a better idea when I start collaborating more. Um yeah, because I feel like I'm at that phase where I'm like, okay, I've completed this goal, but now I need to like
Yeah.
level it up. And I feel like the only way I can do that is like, you know, gaining that experience and like insight and all of that with other people. So that's kind of the overarching goal, learn
That's really
some
cool.
video editing and, stuff like that. Cause then I can be more sufficient on my own once I learn those skills more. So yeah. So I might just like book my friend and be like, hey, I'll pay you for like a couple hours. Like, what's your rate? And then just kind of, take snippets. I found this really cool botanical garden. It's probably like almost 4 hours away from me,
Oh
but
wow.
it's just on the other side of the state, so it's like St. Louis kind of area. But I was seeing videos of it on my on social media, and it's got a lot of really cool like light up sculptures that have kind of like mandala,
Ooh.
or like, the super symmetrical kind of designs on it. And like in certain lights, it like, or certain angles, it'll like project itself onto the ground. And then there's like a bunch of flowers because it's a botanical garden. So it has flowers, like
Mhm.
really cool plants. So I feel like a lot of it too, I'm like, I gotta pick a place to like just fuck around for a while and see what comes of it, just kind of trial and error. And that helps me get out more and do more things and all of that too. So that's nice.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. I've always been really into taking pictures of, nature, like cool cloud formations, or,
Mhm.
just like the way that certain branches kind of art, like I like to, I've always really enjoyed that. And I remember John saying like, he was actually talking about like giving me his camera, like he has a legit camera, like the one he used to shoot the paper animals video.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, I don't know, it's not my camera, I'd feel bad, but I do need one, I think, at some point, because I really enjoy it. And I've been going through a lot of like, I'll take video of like clouds passing over the moon, so I've been going through a lot of that kind of old stuff, especially because, I'm trying to get organized, y'all. It's a hard thing to do. So, just years and years worth of like photos and videos and stuff that I'm trying to like kind of get a cache together to make some cool like visual art, for his social medias, and hopefully we can get TikTok going or something like that. There's a little bit of stuff on TikTok, but still. Have you thought about doing a TikTok? Do you have TikTok?
I do have TikTok, but it's mostly just me like posting clips from my Twitch streams, so they're not very
that works. Yeah,
and they're very few and far between. Like I'll just go back and like kind of listen to the VOD or whatever, and I'll be like, okay, what's something that I felt like sounded or I thought sounded good, and then just make a little clip and throw it up. But like the thing with TikTok is like you have to post like multiple times a day for it to be effective. So, and like in terms of the algorithm and stuff like that, it's like music is hard to push on TikTok unless you pay for like the exposure, you know what I mean? Whereas it's like, okay, there's videos like I just sit here and I talk and then like I get way more engagement for some reason. It's just like people like to, for whatever reason, consume that more. But I'm on the opposite end. When I'm on TikTok, I'm seeing all of these like really indie, independent musicians on there, and I'm finding people where I'm like, oh my God, like you're amazing, and
there's
I'll
some
find
really good stuff. Yeah,
I'll find a lot of really I guess individuality, kind of like running deep into these songs that I hear and stuff like that. And I'm like, damn, how are you not more popular? But it's literally just because of the algorithm mostly. It's like,
yeah.
Well,
that's one thing that, I've been learning, as I've mentioned a couple of times, like taking these courses and stuff about today's music industry, is how to kind of work with the algorithm. And it's not necessary as much as it was a few years ago to post like 3 times a day. That was always kind of the thing that they would say about TikTok, but at least daily, and at least 3 times a week if you're a musician. But, a lot of the times, and what you're saying is about destroy all algorithms. I mean, seriously though, it's kind of ridiculous. It's so ridiculous at this point, but everything's based on an algorithm. We're all constantly being advertised to. I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I forgot what I was going to say, and it wasn't important. But I don't know. There's a lot of really cool stuff on TikTok. I'll see a lot of like kind of glitchy stuff, like sort of like stuff that BJP Cat does. And and I guess it's because when I'm on there, that's the content that I engage with. So there's really a lot of that stuff. And some of the stuff that is posted on the Drone Hands TikTok account is glitchy too, because online VCR makes some stuff. Malice. Okay. We love Malice.
Algorithms. That was good.
It's a lot more fun when Malice is here.
It is. Malice, you keep it fun, you keep it entertaining. You're very engaging. We appreciate that about you. You got some more mod brownie points. I'm kidding. I'm just gonna give you shit. I love it. But no, I kind of want to like reference the like last season very briefly and just say like we had Malice on as like our first guest, and honestly like having you as the first guest was like perfect to get us like acclimated, because you're very conversational and like have a lot of like opinionated and like profound things to like weave into the conversation. So I really loved I really enjoyed that episode.
Me too.
Yeah, and we had UV waves, and that was cool, like getting to hear more about her story. And um it's always like those little things of like, oh, I became friends with you very quickly and I didn't know all these things about you, kind of stuff. So it was cool. Who else do we have? We had Toto Robin. That was also a really good episode as well. I just love hearing about all the little like experiences she goes on, like, hey, I was playing like ambient synth at like a yoga studio, or like, stuff like that, like very like niche and kind of like unique experiences of like, yeah, this is just what I do, kind of stuff. And she's so down to earth and just really cool. um who else did we have?
We
I'm trying to
had If
go in
Dotson's here
order
in
in
the
my
chat.
brain.
We
If Dots,
had
yes.
Targus.
Yeah, we did have that. Okay. Yeah, but If Dots, I liked our conversation
Monster
too.
Mermaid.
I love how like informed you are with different like pieces of gear. And so, how many of the like synthy gear heads there are out there. I felt like that was a really good episode for people that like know gear, or people that wanted to hear more about
Want to
certain
learn about
pieces.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm still not very I'm not in the know with pieces of gear. I'm very like, I don't even feel like I've learned the full scope of everything that I have currently. So it's nice to hear people like share their stuff. Yeah, and then Targus was a really fun episode.
I had to do that one on my phone.
Oh yeah.
That's when I couldn't figure out what the heck was happening with my microphone. Oh my god. It was fun nonetheless. Targus is cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we always love frequenting his streams, the tunes days, and all the random streams.
Yeah. I try to not miss a Targus stream, that is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else did we have? We had Apryl Knight was the last one there. Obviously we always love her. I was on the GSG talk episode with her, and it was nice, kind of like, I mean, we ask a lot of similar questions. I found out by being on that an episode of that, but like it was nice because she was like playing some of her instruments, and like she shared with us her spreadsheet. She has a spreadsheet of all of her instruments.
Her spreadsheet, okay.
And it's a scroller. Like you have to scroll on her spreadsheet.
I do not doubt that.
Yeah. And I was just like, dang, I knew you had a lot of instruments, but like, let's see. Oh yeah. And of course we had Shamanic Awakening on there. So we just kind of talked about the collab and stuff on there. I feel like we're missing someone.
Me too, but my brain is like not all here.
We had 10 episodes, I think. So I was the first one, Malice, UV Waves.
We still have BC.
Yes. And then that episode's just lost forever because neither of us knew what to do. We didn't back it up. But that's a learning experience. So see, this is kind of us having a part 2. Yeah, I'm like racking my brain. I feel bad that I don't remember, but there were so many episodes that I don't even remember every. Oh, Dutto Wizard.
Dutto Wizard was so awesome. Is so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I was thinking about inviting him on, and then I was like, oh yeah, we already hung out with him. Damn. But like, it would be cool to have everybody on that we've had on, because it's all been really fascinating.
A little powwow, like. I'm
looking at my Instagram, which all it is just these. So I think that is everybody, unless I missed posting some, which is entirely possible.
Apryl Knight. Yeah,
Dutto Wizard. Yeah, and he just played his live show.
Oh, really? Like recently?
I think it was like right before the episode.
Oh, yeah.
So that was cool. We had a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
He did like a like guided meditation kind of stream the other night, which was a lot of
Oh yeah,
fun.
I popped in for that, and it was nice.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, who am I forgetting?
We're hoping to, I haven't asked him yet, but we're hoping to have, so our next episode is 2 weeks from today. That will be with R0se, as R0se mentioned earlier. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm hoping to have F and Izzy on because he's so awesome. And I want to hang out with F and Izzy.
Mhm. Yes. I'm also going to give my little spiel. If any of you guys that are in the chat that would possibly like to be on an episode, please feel free to reach out to either of us. Yeah, I'm trying to be better about being on top of schedule, because you know me, I'm so bad. I'm like, oh man, it's my turn, like, and so we love
I
to
don't know, we
have.
lose track of time.
We do. It's an ongoing thing. But that's why we get along so well with each other. Yeah, so I would love to have some more people on. And I'll probably just like, if you guys get a message from me asking, I'm genuinely asking. So that would be great. And then hopefully for the upcoming episodes, I should have like I'm trying to do like quick little like I guess involved segments of like us talking about certain things, and I'm trying to figure out little things like that, so it'll be fun to see how that develops over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have like little, like this is this segment, and then we do something,
Yeah,
just to
no,
make
that'd
it
be
a little
fun.
more conversational in that way. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas about segments too, like what's kind of stuff that you guys would like to see, we love
Yeah.
that kind of feedback because it helps us, the feedback helps us grow. And so I am genuinely curious if you guys have, certain feedback for us. As long as it's constructive, that's helps us grow better.
Hot takes. Of course, Malice said hot takes.
Hot take. Yeah, Malice, you'd be a good hot take question asker, or something like that. I did upload a couple more songs if we wanted
Awesome.
to listen to something else. Oh yeah, we did talk
do.
about doing transients earlier and we got sidetracked.
I don't think anyone's gonna disagree with listening to another song.
That's true. Yeah.
If they did, they wouldn't be here.
Yeah. And that's something too, like any of you artists out there, if you guys are releasing anything, and you kind of just want to hop on and talk about it, like that's a perfect time to be a guest on the pod. Yeah, so we can just talk about it and kind of get a little more exposure that way, and hopefully get some people that would if you sell your work or if you just want to get more engagement, that's always a good way to do so. But yeah, so I guess we'll go ahead and just play transients, and like I said, I don't want to break anything, so Desarae will just disable our
Fair.
Yeah, so
It wouldn't be BIGFROG if we didn't break something though.
Where are we at on time? We're like an hour 15 in. Yeah, so we can probably go a little bit longer, and then yeah, we'll be on our way. We try and keep it a little, not like super short, but like just we don't want to like a 3-hour episode of me just talking and rambling.
Because then I'll really have to pee.
Yeah. Right. And you just be like,
there's a reason we instituted the like 30-minute break thing. Because I'm like
messaging
her on Discord, like, I'm dying.
Yeah. Right.
I'm trying so hard to not get up and run.
Right. Alrighty, friends. Okay, so I'll play the track and we'll see you in a bit.
Thanks for being here, y'all.
Yo. As above, so below. As within, so without. We have incarnated to experience love, to experience death, to experience the transience. And everything is as it should be at all times. Siren, ambience, ambulance. A thought is born in the back of my head. It makes me think everything that begins has to end. Cyclically, the wheel spins in favor of a champion. Transience, happiness is a choice we make as the day begins. Take a sip of the bittersweetness. Distinguish the tears of a siren. I get my feet wet, then I drown in my sorrow. My heart beats, but it sounds hollow. Praying for tomorrow. I keep my friends close, my enemies quietly follow. I find peace at the bottom of a bottle. Soy quien soy, me dicen malo. También marihuano, me tratan como si no fuera humano. Me quieren ver caminando con mi cabeza para abajo, pero no me rindo y nada les pido. Lo que es mío, para adelante les sigo. Sin miedo hasta que llego lejos, utilizando talentos. Este verbo que tengo, pero to the metal. Fierro sin frenos, por lo menos tengo 10 dedos. R0se instrumental is a nice place to settle. In the middle, between heaven and hell, low in the middle. So I can let go of everything that makes me feel brittle. Fabricated MCs are sweet like Skittles. It tickles me, I giggle with glee. They never seen a little ghetto ass weirdo like me. Chief Moki, I breathe slowly when I seek the inner peace I know only exists within me. I see clearly when I open my third eye to find what I believe shapes my reality. This is my happy activity, so casually simultaneous release to the beat, so you can vibe with me and we can reach the highest good collectively. Check, 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 1, 2, 3. Selectively, I choose my words, project with purpose and no slurs. Grounded firm to Mother Earth through the dirt. Snap a mental picture, it's worth 1,000 words. Nouns and verbs, bend reality to my will. Still, I can't control how much it hurts to let go. I recite quietly so you can hear it loud in your speakers. Love is a human right since birth. Realize your worth, receive what is yours, what you deserve. Misery loves company, so I get on your last nerves. Don't try to dim my light, my peace comes first until I ride in a hearse. Things can either get better or worse. I emerge from ashes like a phoenix. I burn in the fires of adversity. I forge character through the lessons I learn. Hear my story and tell me yours. I admire your beautiful soul when it shines like gold, luminescent like an iridescent rose. Like an iridescent rose. Yo, does anybody even feel what's really real? Put your facade aside, the one that you hide behind when you take for granted your life. I have many times, I know, no lie, but I tried, I cried, I tried to get it right. It's like I'm trapped in a tunnel when I can't reach the light, but I see it inside. I think I might flip and lose it. Humans are confusing. I choose to use this music to incite your muses. It gets me moving, intuitive, motivated, goal-orientated, creating an escape, and I think I can make it. Wait, what am I saying? I know I can make it. As a kid, I found joy in everything. As a man, I find it hard to pretend. I can't comprehend how I let my life get so out of hand. But then again, it must come to an end. Will anything I did even remain through the transience? Will anything I did remain through the transience? I can spot you for show. I got you, Chief Mo, let's go. Right on schedule, confess from the soul, let my evil show. Get to know my shadow like, yo, what's happening, bro? That goddamn devil, he just won't leave me alone. So I keep my enemy close. Why can the ones we love hurt us the most? Gone like a ghost, never promised tomorrow. May God bless your soul. I just wanna let go of all that I know. Fade to white like the snow. A broken home is all I've known. I want you to know I love you so, and there's a special place in my heart you own. For now the days are dark, the nights are cold. You gotta know when it's time to play your cards and when it's time to hold. Fortune favors the bold, but if it shines, is it gold? Is it valuable? Experience the warmth, it's already yours. The future is malleable. Thoughts come across as odd as I'm packing a bowl. Laughing at trolls, they can't stand the flow. It's unimaginable. You cannot prompt AI to be this dull. So when you bury me in my Sunday clothes, that's all she wrote. In the meantime, I'm high as fuck, no dope. It's all natural. You say you got my back, but you can't play the track, that's laughable. But I ain't mad at you though. I know when I blow, you'll be in the fucking back row. Remembering about how we used to be so close. And I will still admire your beautiful soul when it shines like gold, like an iridescent rose. Soak it all in, let it all go.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Transients. That was the song. That was a song.
It's perfect.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we can do a quick Q&A and then we'll probably call it because it's getting around that time that we normally end. So yeah, if any of you guys have any questions for either of us, we would happy to do a quick little chat about it. But yeah, I want to say thank you everyone for joining us for this season premiere. I feel like that was nice to just be able to catch up and talk to everyone and see what's going on. Who would be dream interviewee? You can say a streamer and just what? Antone?
Anyone.
Anyone. Oh.
One
Oh,
streamer and one non-streamer he followed up with, yeah.
That's a tough question, dude. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's one person that I've asked before, and I don't feel like he's comfortable coming on the pod. Which that's the thing too. I'm trying to. I've been saying this for a while. Is that I would love to come up with a version of this like layout for people that don't want to be like on camera but would still be willing to like chat, because I know not everybody's comfortable talking in this capacity, like having the camera in your face and talking about stuff. But personally, I would say R0se, because I love his musical background.
He's an interesting dude for sure.
I love his stuff, and I'm gonna give him a big shout out, and he's gonna be like, oh,
he's amazing.
Yeah, we became pretty good friends, and I just really love hearing, like I said, the story behind like the music that he creates, and he'll use like a sarangi, like like a Middle Eastern instrument in his work, and it's just so phenomenal to see like that integrated. And so it's very like drone heavy, but still like ambient in a sense, and it's so nice to listen to. It's like that kind of stuff it almost puts you in a trance because it's just so like mellow and zen. So anytime I get a notification for R0se, I'm just like, I jump on it because I'm like, oh yes, I gotta catch this for like, because it's very few and far between.
Yeah, he has a weird work schedule, so
yeah, so that's probably one that I would love. Just any time that he'd be ready, I'd be like, yes, please. I don't know about you, Desarae, if you have anybody in particular.
Well, for somebody that is a streamer, the person I mentioned earlier, R0se, because he's so fascinating and so cool. And just having a conversation with him would be what? Oh.
You popped in as soon as we were mentioning.
Oh my god, how well, anyway, R0se.
No, that happened earlier when we started talking about the radio scopes and mentioned R0se and R0se. Yeah. Poof.
Yeah, R0se. And then for non-streamer, probably I've been super obsessed with Boards of Canada lately. Probably.
Oh hell yeah! Didn't they just release?
Got to buy the new record when it came out on CD. I was so excited.
That's out already, or is it set to be?
It came out on my birthday. It was so cool.
Oh hell yeah, yeah! Because I remember seeing stuff about it, and I was like, oh hell yeah! I do enjoy Boards of Canada as well. So that was yeah, they just released a new album. Hell yeah. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I knew it was like either coming up or if it was around kind of this.
Yeah, they did their usual like weird teasing it kind of things. Like they sent these like blank videotapes to like their fans in the mail. Like and it was all cryptic and weird. I love that. They would never share their trade secrets, I'm sure, but it would just be really fascinating to talk to them.
Oh yeah. I saw another question up here. Oh, okay. I'd love to know what got you started down the synth path and what your first advice you got was. So I went down the path because, well, like the first digital instrument, quote unquote instrument I got was the Arturia Mini Lab MIDI controller. So I know that that's not really an instrument in its own right, but it helps facilitate playing, whatever you assign to it. So I kind of just started getting into like, finding, like leads that sounded really synthy, and then like putting different, like filters or like, different things to change the sound and curate what I was kind of looking for, and then use like an arpeggiator and things like that is native in a lot of like synth instruments. And so my partner actually gifted me my first synth. So it was R0se as well. I'm just unplugging it and I can hold it up. My micro freak. My little micro freak. I love it. And this is a great beginner synth, I feel like, for people that don't know much about it.
Gifted or cursed, Malice.
Hey, I had to get a new one shortly after I bought this one because the
that's right.
output fried for some reason. So I had to send it back and get a new one, and I was so sad because I was like, dude, I can't play it. And my anticipation was already built up so much, and I was like, dang it, I can't play this. I gotta send it back and wait for, I think, it was Sweetwater that I got it through, and I was like, fuck. So but now that I've been playing it, and I'm kind of slowly but surely understanding more of the capabilities with it. So I'm learning stuff new every day on it. But that's like my first and only true like synth that I have. But yeah, that's basically how I got to this point. I would love to find more stuff. I think modular is cool, but it's intimidating.
Understandable. Yeah.
Any of the people that do modular synths, I'm like, you guys are, number one, you're insane, because that's insane. No, I'm kidding.
I live with a person that's insane.
I mean, insane in like the most endearing way possible.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Malice was going to say insane. Yeah. But I'm just like, dude, I don't understand how the wires, you guys are plugging in shit all the time. Like, I don't know. But if I wanted to play around with it, like, the VCV rack, the online thing would be kind of fun to just tinker around with that and see, what happens with it. I feel like a lot of that is just an experiment in and of itself.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that do get into modular do start there just to kind of like, learn the ropes or whatever. And, as Jay Nothing is like kind of like the guy. So, and he's always happy to help people out. So, if you or anyone else wanted to get started on VCV, like, he's the guy to go to with questions, because he knows it inside and out. And he is always so willing to help people out. Like, he helps me with all the stupid questions I ask him all the time about everything. So
no, we love that. We love somebody that, and Pokey, talk to
this is true.
You guys are, there's a VCV event in GSG, but I was like, if I have a dedicated like week where I could just not do anything and I'm just doing like a staycation, that's when I would go dip my toe into VCV. I'd be like, because I feel like there'd be so much I'd have to learn like in a pretty short period of time. And I'm bad about like, if I start learning something and then I put it down for a while, then it makes it that much harder when you try and go back.
No, for sure.
So, I feel like this is probably a natural kind of stopping-ish place. So what I will do is I'm going to pull up and see who was live.
That's what I hear all the time.
Straight to hardware. It only costs you $$, $.
Lots of dollar signs.
All the space in your home and your emotional sanity. That's great. Like I love that.
Yes, we love crazy people.
Let's see who's on here. Okay, I think Twitch like updated the sidebar where it says everyone's live. It looks different. It's got like a followed channels, suggested collabs, and then live channels on the side. I don't like that.
Oh, it's weird. Yeah, when I switched to my newer computer, Remember how I accidentally banned Mouse Whisperer the other night?
You did,
Twitch
yeah.
had all these like mod things that it shows me just being in the chat without being in mod view that it didn't show me on the other computers. Oh my God. I was so
No.
embarrassed. I accidentally banned a friend of ours from Rose's channel.
It was like 700,000 seconds or something. And then I was like, and I go, how long is that? And I just Googled it real quick. And it was like 8 days and something. Like,
oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Oh,
Fortunately, we were
shit."
able to fix it. And he was a
Yeah.
really good sport. But man, that sucked. Stop
We're
changing
just
things.
we're like, see you in a week.
Good sport. Thank God. Oh my
Well,
God.
it looks like Gscape is doing a shrimp sundae. We've got Jay is live. I don't know if is he actually live? Or if
I know Jay had family in town for the week, but he left some patches up. Izzy, we're glad you're here. And I was actually saying earlier that I was gonna hit you up, so I'm gonna hit you up and
Yeah.
say hang out with us.
We're just trying to come up with ideas for guests for this upcoming season. And I know I say it all the time, but like anybody who's in the chat, genuinely, please reach out to us. We would love to host you. And we were just saying, yeah, F and Izzy, like you'd be a cool person to talk to. So if you're interested, we would love to have you. Feel free to, think about it. It's not like you have to be like, what's your answer?
Right.
Just like
Right.
looking very intently into the screen. But no, yeah, we're just trying to come up with ideas for the upcoming season. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna send us over to Gscape actually, if y'all are cool with that, and I'll just play a little bit of a song while we do this.
Okay, so it looks like in my chat it's just Izzy and me. We will also
Okay.
I forget how to. Okay, so do the raid command and then @ and he's got like a.
Oh, you won't have to put the @ you'll just do /raid.
Not the @ okay.
Right, not the @ but
Thank
make
you.
sure there's a space. Yeah.
And then G
_ escape. Yeah.
So we will see you at Gscapes. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. This was really
Thank
fun.
you so much. I appreciate you all being here. Yeah, join us not next week, but the week after. We're gonna have
Audrey
E as our first actual guest for the season, so that will be awesome. And I'm very excited for that. So hope to see you guys there. I think that it'll be really cool to get to know her more. Yeah. And then we'll go from there. So it was great to see you guys. Yeah, thanks for hanging out.
And again, Rose, congratulations on your debut album release. Freaking, I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. Thank you. But yes, it was so good to have you guys. I'm gonna play the outro and then just end it from there. So we don't have that shit after. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, let's make a raid page, and it was just even more awkward because I was like, like after the thing, like.
Oh my
but
God.
Anyway, please take care, guys. We'll see you later.
Thanks, y'all.